Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining in on today's big event with the Tiny Pretty Things cast. We're super excited to be hosting such a great event with such a wonderful cast. My name is Agi Hader, and I'm the founder and executive director of a nonprofit called the Education Collaborative, focused on breaking down socioeconomic barriers in arts education. Through this program, we work with underfunded schools and provide them with an opportunity to connect with professional actors and really bring arts programs to schools and lower income communities. And this fundraiser and event, all the proceeds from this fundraiser will go towards our scholarship program, which we are officially launching in mid-March, focused on providing disadvantaged youth with an opportunity to pursue a college education in the arts. And so all the proceeds from this event will go directly towards that program. So thank you to everybody who has already donated. And if you didn't already hear, for every $5 that you donate, you'll receive one raffle entry for a chance to win a one-on-one Zoom call with a cast member from Tiny Pretty Things. So without further ado, I'd like to announce the cast members that are joining us for today's event. First up, we have Michael Sue Rosen.
Hey guys.
Next up, we have Alex.
What's up, dude? What's going on?
Next up, we have Barton.
Nuh-uh.
I feel like we're at a pep rally. This is awesome. Keep going. Like we should like dun, 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 dun.
Next up, we have Daniela.
Hi everyone. I'm like just laughing. I don't know why.
Yeah. Also, for the people who are watching, we can't see you guys, so we're like in this other space.
But we can't see the chat.
But we can feel you, and we can see the chat.
Yeah, we can really feel you.
And next up, we have Kashmir.
Hello.
Oh, there.
I don't know who I'm saying hi to, a bunch of you, but hi.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have Brennan.
Hello.
Fresh cut.
Fresh cut. Ready for the
My
Zoom.
I like the cut, G.
Brennan, cut your hair.
Mhm.
Did it
Awesome.
myself in the bathroom last night.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We're super excited to put together such an awesome event. And we have a bunch of questions that we have prepared. And then if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A. And my other team member, Marina, she is also one of the administrators and moderators on here. She'll be looking through that Q&A throughout the entire event. And once we're done with our current list of questions, we'll start looking through the Q&A and answer some of those questions as well. So yeah, thank you guys to everybody who has already been being active in the chat. Let us know where you're from. We're super excited to see where everyone's from, anywhere from the United States all the way to Australia and everywhere in between. So be sure to put where you are in the chat, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So the first attendee that we're bringing onto the stage tonight, I'm gonna butcher most people's names. I apologize in advance. But the first person we're bringing on is Inav. And so I'll promote them to panelist, and then feel free to ask your question.
Been promoted. Does that come with a raise?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, how do you pronounce your name, babe?
Einav.
Hey,
Einav.
nice to meet you.
Hey. I'm so excited. Wait. Okay.
Aw.
We're excited too.
We're excited to meet you too.
Okay. So my question is, what was the most memorable moment on and off set?
Ooh.
You got one.
Many.
Too many.
Who goes
Just
first?
what do you remember?
That first night that we went out was pretty memorable to me. We all went clubbing and Sean Paul came on, Temperature, and we were just like sweating, dripping, just like, dancing. It was brilliant. That's one.
I told everyone before we went, I was like, this place that we're going, they play the best music. You're not going to want to get off the dance floor. Wear something that you can sweat in. And Cashmere wore a leather skirt, leather pants. What did you
Well,
show
they
up
were
in?
like leather cut off shorts, and I was dripping. Like it was just like wearing garbage bags, and it was. Oh my god.
She did not
Yeah.
dress for a dance floor. She wasn't ready for supermarket.
Annie and I were roommates, and we lived like a stone's throw from this club that we ended up going to basically every single weekend that we were shooting in Toronto. It's called Supermarket. It was this, it's like a proper dive, and they play like only hits, like vocals, no like pretentious music, just like fun dance music. And we would go to our house and like hang out and laugh and like eat dinner, and then we would go out to this club to dance the night away, and it was just some of the happiest nights of my life. I'll cherish those memories forever. So fun.
And then as in terms of, sorry, Bart, you go.
I was gonna say something from set from the show, and I think just looking at all our faces right now, it brings me back to episode 9 when we were shooting the music video. And you know, when you shoot a show like this, like there are only certain moments where everybody's in the same room, let alone doing the same dance in the same scene. And that Hosier music video in episode 9 was a very memorable moment because we were all in the same place. It was close to the end of season 1, and so we were all just having a blast doing that choreography.
And that was one of the few times that we were actually all, it wasn't common. We were always together all the time, but when we were actually shooting a scene that had everyone in it, that was always really special. And it started to happen more towards the end of the series when we had become really close. I remember like that same episode, we had those scenes in the dorm room when we're planning the music video. And that was, I think, the first time that every single one of us was in a scene together, except for like ballet class, where we were actually talking to each other. And I remember we did like the main cast, we did like a circle up outside of the set. Do you guys remember that? We like circled up, ran our lines, and we were just like getting towards the end of experience of shooting the first season. And there was like so much love in the air, and it was really special.
And the nightclub. I always remember that night shooting outside the nightclub. The fight scene in the alley is when we got to be with Alex for the first time. Or we had maybe like a little scene together, Alex,
no,
right?
that was my first time with everybody.
With everybody,
and of course, it's a scene where I get like I get
knocked out.
Yeah.
And it was like such a late night, and we were all just on like a sugar high to like stay awake, and it was so fun.
Traveling to Chicago too was a blast with everybody.
Yes.
We got to go for a bit. We got to film a little bit in Chicago, and that was cool. That was a fun time. Yeah, I guess that's it. Right? I mean, there's so many more, but like we'll be on here for a while. So
go on and on for days.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you, Einav.
I love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for that really great question, and thank you for that awesome answer. I'm going to promote Charlie to the panelist now, and he will ask his question.
You've been promoted.
You can say that every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing now.
Hello.
Hello.
Is that a British accent I hear, Charlie?
Yes, I'm from the UK.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh, we love the UK.
Love the UK.
Thank you. I just wanted to say I'm a massive fan of Brennan because I watched the next step as well.
Aw, yay.
Oh, he has a poster behind him.
Yeah, I got
that's
stuff.
Oh my God, look at it.
Oh my God, you have one of the posters. Did you have a live concert tour?
Yeah.
I was always so bummed I could never go because I was always at university when they toured. That's so cool.
Thank you. My question for you is, what was your favorite dance to be in the whole series for everyone?
I guess the Hosier one, that one was really nice because
I'm really sitting on that one too. I just remember filming that, like when we go in at the end and we like all join that circle and grab each other. That was such like a liberating just that ending, filming that and all being together and dancing together is like for that cause and the storyline, and just knowing it was one of kind of our last times dancing together on the season. That was really great.
Just to say a different answer. I loved our Chicago dances, the trio, Bart, Cash, and I on the pier, and the Bean. Like the choreography, but also just like the epic locations was so like, what a once in a lifetime opportunity to get to perform in front of the Bean or on that pier in, was it Milton Park? Is that where that was in Chicago?
Yeah.
But anyways, it was just like beautiful to look out and see where we were dancing and filming the show, and that there were all those weddings happening while we were trying to film was just like hilarious.
Yeah, when we were filming the trio on the pier, there was a bunch of weddings and like bridesmaids walking all around. They were just like, there was all
getting their wedding photos,
watching us and getting their wedding photos done, and we're like, oh, that was really fun.
Alex, what was your favorite part to dance? Hey,
I've been thinking this entire time.
Alex, Charlie, I think mine. I think I've always been a big fan of Tyler Peck, and so getting to dance with her was sick. So that was definitely a highlight. Like those rehearsals and having her choreograph something for us, and then to dance with her, like she's effortless to partner. I also, Danny, I love dancing with you. It's so easy. I think we're really well suited. Actually, my favorite thing to dance was something that never really got to be seen, but Danny and I killed that Sleeping Beauty choreo.
Yeah, you did.
Kylie got to do it, but we actually we slayed that.
I was gonna say that Sleeping Beauty pas de deux in episode 1 with Kylie. It's hard. Like it's hard to call anything my favorite, but because it's at the beginning of the season and it just kind of sets the tone for the show. That's definitely a moment that I'm super, super proud of, and getting to dance with Kylie is obviously a pleasure. So that one was a lot of fun.
Alex, did you dance in the nightclub with us? Did you ever get to like bop along or no?
No, I got to bump into her.
Yeah.
That's it.
Damn, so you didn't even get to dance there.
This is Alex.
Yeah, and then I got beat up. Yeah, that was a fun dance. That was a good time. Yeah.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah,
Charlie, thank you. What a great question.
Watching the show.
Thank you. It's great meeting you.
Likewise.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Charlie. Oh man, I love his little accent.
I like that he has the poster. That's so sick.
I can't believe he has one of the Next Step posters. That's so cool.
Next up, also just to give a heads up, we have, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we have 300 people on our Zoom, and then we also have 150 people on our YouTube Live right now. So there's a lot of
Caller.
Hi everyone.
The pressure.
Okay,
I love you too.
Yeah, no pressure.
Oh, you're cute.
I want to open the chat so I can
That's
see
what
what
I'm
we're saying.
responding to it now.
It's
Yeah,
moving
I
so
love-
quickly. It's
don't
hard
have-
to actually.
Yeah, I
see.
can't even.
What do you?
You don't have like old.
Open the chat on the side, and then you can see what everybody's saying.
Also, I can't. I want to see what people are saying on the YouTube channel, but I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, someone asked, can you guys see Brennan?
Yes.
You guys can see me, right? My camera's working?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
All right. I
Did
just
hit
want
something?
to echo as well to be sure to donate to the fundraiser. Marina's going to drop the link right now, but be sure throughout this event, we want you guys to continue donating, continue spreading the word to your friends and family. But yeah, and we'll also be kind of giving you the totals of how much we've raised throughout the entire event. But yeah, next up, I'm going to bring on Jeanette to the stage. So I'm going to promote her to the
You've
panel.
been promoted.
Say it, Bar.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Jeanette.
Hi. So my question is, what character do you relate to the most and why?
Well, that's a good question. I guess I'll go first, but I think that we may all have similar answers in the fact that we all will relate to the characters that we played. And I think that's a testament to the casting directors and our choreographer, our dance coordinator, Jen, who sifted through all of our dance tapes. But I definitely saw myself in Oren as a dancer and in a lot of his complicated struggles. And I had also seen a lot of friends go through stuff that Oren had gone through. And so it definitely felt like I cared about him a lot. And So yeah, I definitely felt like I could relate to Oren the most.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely can relate to my character, Bet. Just getting to play her for so long and be in her shoes, you really get to know that person so well and you become that person. I mean, as an actor, like you have to be closest to the person that you're playing. So yeah, definitely. I find myself more like her. Yeah.
It's funny because I don't like.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very.
I mean, also not in ways that I'm like a drug addict or anything like that in real life. Just putting that out there,
No.
like, but like
Also,
deep.
Cass is one of the
deeper
sweetest
aspect.
little things in the world. Like, Cassie, you wouldn't hurt to fly. I think you.
That's been my favorite thing.
I'm talking about like her. Yeah.
I
okay.
saw a comment on one of our behind the scenes videos where someone was like, Bet is such a bitch. And they're like, but Kashmir is a ray of sunshine. I can't believe they're like how different she is from her character. But you're right, like you empathize and you know parts of her story.
That like no one else does. So it's hard to really say.
Like you're a character's advocate. So like I think that I love and support Nabil more than probably anyone, but he behaves in ways that I would never dream of. And that's the fun of acting, is that you also get to sort of create your own idea of a person, and understand motivations that you might not actually share in your own life. Like Nabil is so different from me. I'm so not. He's so moody. He's so strict. He's so like, he has such sort of rigid ideas of what's right and what's wrong. And I don't think that I function that way at all. But I understand why somebody might. I think that at the heart of me and Nabil are two people who feel immensely, feel really, really strongly and deeply, but we've chosen, or not even chosen, we've just developed different coping mechanisms. Like for me at Michael, like when I'm feeling overwhelmed with emotion, my impulse is to just like vomit all of that onto the people around me and share. And I think Nabil is the opposite. Like he has more trauma response. Like he just shuts down and closes everything off. Except obviously he's just not crying all the
time. Yeah, I saw a compilation called Nabil crying scenes on YouTube, like recommended.
I saw that too.
I watched it. Yeah, okay, you watched? Yeah.
Compilation.
Really?
Yeah, it's just him crying.
There's a June one too, Danny. Don't worry. June crying compilation.
I'll do a shot every time June cries. That's what my brother says. I'm the same to you, Michael. I don't relate to her like personality wise. I think I'm a lot less serious than June, and I'm a bit more clowny than her, but definitely like feel her hustle and her grind and the fight in her. I definitely relate to that, especially when it comes to like things I'm passionate about. But yeah, actually I say I'm not as dramatic, but I'm sure you guys would beg to differ.
The next time you wake me up at 3 a.m. to kill a spider, I'll remind you that you said that.
I had to get Brennan and Josh over at like midnight because there were bugs in my room, and I cried to Josh, and I had just met him. I was like, hi, nice to meet you.
We were out having a drink and Danny like FaceTimes me sobbing, being like, Michael's not here for the bug, you must come immediately. And so we like ran to her house to kill the bug.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think I've said this a few times in like various talking about the character, but I wish I had been more like Shane when I was younger. And so, I mean, his backstory, growing up tormented for being a male dancer, I resonate with that a lot, but how confident and authentically he lives his life, I wish I was more like that when I was younger. And so I actually find now I'm way more confident in myself after playing the character. I've like learned a lot from playing Shane. So yeah, and I'm not as like adventurous and experimental with fashion as he is. I wish I were, but
you beat me up in the high heels though.
I know, and that's the other thing. Shane's like, he's a fighter, and I've never punched anyone in real life. So I had to like lean on our stunt coordinator to like learn how to throw a proper punch because I've never punched anything. So
In heels.
In
Can you
heels.
sprain your ankle?
Yes, many times. I sprained my ankle throughout the season. Had a concussion. Like, yeah.
That was me, my doing.
From Kashi.
My big head bonked him during the test. Ooh.
Yeah, and to finish it off, I don't think I'm anything like Mateo, and that's all I'll say. I hope I'm not, in many ways, because wow, what a rough introduction he has. But like, he does come around and he's likable. But I don't know. That's the whole thing about acting. Like, you can't, whether or not you feel as though you see things of yourself in them, like you got to make it work. And I think everybody did that. You know what I mean? Whether or not they had more or less to relate to. So, yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I hope that's
no, totally. You're right. Like the number one rule in acting is like you can't judge your character, right?
Yeah, you got to
like,
empathize with them.
play them authentically. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great question, Jeanette. Thanks a lot.
That was an awesome question.
Yeah,
thank you.
Nice to meet
Thank you. And thank you guys so much. I love Tiny Pretty Things, the book, and the way you guys made it come to life was amazing. Thank you all for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again for that question, and thank you for those incredible responses. Just wanted to give an update that at this point, we've raised $1,125. So thank you to everyone who's been donating throughout this entire event. Next up, I'm going to bring on Fatima to ask her question.
You've been promoted.
I was waiting for that.
You've been promoted.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Fatima.
I love you so much.
Thank you.
So my question is, what would you say to encourage people who want to dance?
I mean, I honestly would say just go for it. We've been taking, like me and Brennan have been taking these workout programs with someone called Mantis and Steph. And one of his kind of mantras he always says is, don't think, just do. And I really do believe that people need to follow that with stuff. So whether it's dancing or anything else, like don't think, just do it and have fun.
I also think that you really can't go wrong with ballet bar. It sucks, but you got to do it. I mean, I think for any type of dance, it helps to have classical training. Maybe, you know, there are a few other types of dance that don't need it, but ballet is such a good foundation for so many different kinds of movement. And even if you end up not using it at all in your performance, the technique that your body learns, just to learning how to like elongate and place yourself healthily, I think that's really, really important. And like study, just like find people you admire that are around you and try to learn from them. And YouTube is amazing. Just like watch everything that you love and go into a studio and like do what you watched. Like try to figure out how they did exactly what you love to watch. Try to do it yourself and just practice. It takes so much work, but it's so worth it. It's so fun.
Yeah, to add on to that, I was going to say, sorry, Barty, I'll be really quick. All I was going to say was, if you love something, never give it up. And so if you love dancing and you're not great at it at the beginning, but you love it, persevere, never give up on something that makes you happy. If other people make fun of you, never give it up if it makes you happy.
I would echo that. I would echo Michael in saying, when you're introducing someone to it, to be honest and say that it's hard work. But for me, dance was always therapy. I took what I went through that day, I took my difficult emotions and I put it into the movement. And that helped me so much. So I think if you want to dance, like think about how you're feeling and move about it. Like really take that and bring it into the studio with you. Don't bring the drama in, but like use the drama that you go through to teach yourself how to move. And then that's a source for joy. Then all the difficult emotions become something that you can use to make your day better or your moment better.
Absolutely. I'm echoing that, and everybody here. Like, dance is such an expression and it can be so liberating. Just, yeah, it's a form of therapy. It's a form of just expressing yourself. And even if you're not at the level you want to be, or you don't think you're good, or other people say you're not good, it doesn't matter. Just do what you love. If that's dancing, if that's acting, if that's playing guitar, whatever it is. I'm really shitty at guitar, but I like doing it, so I practice. But it's the same thing regardless for anything. You just keep practicing, doing what you love to get to where you want to be one day. If it makes you happy, continue it. Alex?
Alex, what's your dance advice?
I mean, well, I had to do a bit of it, like in performing arts, like in musical theater, and like, yeah, all that stuff is terrifying.
Ooh, the money I would pay.
The money I would pay.
I can't do ballet, but I can do like the other stuff.
He's really good.
The money I would pay to get Alex in a pair of ballet tights.
Excellent.
Oh God. Yeah, like what they said, you know, I can't speak to it as well as they can, obviously, but I do know a thing or two about performing arts in general, and like it's such a leap of faith to, because so many people might think you're weird for like doing this or that, but like who cares? It's so liberating once you like break the wall and you do it and you love it, even if you're not good at it when you start, because who's good at it when they start? So yeah.
And a testament to like Alex, like he's not a professional dancer, but he's taken dance. So like you learn lessons by like in dancing that will apply to any endeavor that you pursue. Dancing teaches discipline, dedication, hard work, like all of these things that you can use then in whatever you want to pursue. So these lessons are valuable across fields.
Soak up everything you can. That's it.
What an awesome question. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Fatma.
So nice to meet you.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
We give really long answers.
Do.
I know. This is too much.
Don't worry, they're great answers. They're
Tell us if we need to give us a like wrap it up. If we're just like talking too much.
Oh no, you guys are much better. The first one that we did, like each answer would be like 30 minutes. That's how it ended up being like over 2 hours. But
Oh, wow.
All you have to say is you've been demoted.
All right, next up, I'm bringing Stella to the stage to ask her question.
Hi.
Hi, Stella.
Hello.
Stella.
Cool
It's good to
eyeshadow.
see you. Oh, thank you. So my question is, how long did it usually take for you guys to like film the dance scenes, and what was that process kind of like?
Oh my God, it took so long.
Yeah, especially for like a solo, maybe
Depends.
like a typical 2 hours, which is about how long it takes to film a regular scene. But the dance scenes would take like a full 16-hour shoot day sometimes.
We go
Yes,
overtime.
days
We
we've
went
had-
overtime constantly because it was just so hard. Because also it's not a lot of, there's not a roadmap, you know. It's rare to be filming a series and dance of this degree, of this caliber, honestly, at the same time. So it was brutal sometimes. We worked pretty late hours.
To literally like 3 a.m. doing a ballet class, jumping
Yeah.
in.
Those last two days in the theater, like in the final two episodes 9 and 10, when we're filming the recital, we spent 2 days in a theater from like 10 a.m. to like 4 a.m. the next morning. And then we would get up and like come in at noon, and we've shot until 4 again the next day. And then that's not including like the weeks of rehearsal that we needed to like have all of these dances choreographed and rehearsed and like perfect, so that you could just like turn on a dime and like make it happen when the lights are on, and then they'd have to break down and set back up in a different direction and then shoot you from a different angle, and you'd all meanwhile have to stay warm and have to stay like on your toes so that like you could just get up at the drop of a dime and start shooting again.
I remember too, the very first big dance, Sleeping Beauty scene that was like, it ends with Kylie and Barton's duet, but there's so much dance classroom work that we filmed before, with then the stunt with Beth's fall, with Monique and Ramon coming in. Like there were so many pieces to this huge dance scene that one took us an entire start to finish like 17-hour shoot day. Just that big Sleeping Beauty scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. And like the poor girls, because not only while you're dancing are you in your point shoes, but then if we're standing still in the scene but not dancing, the girls had to keep their point shoes on for continuity so that it would match the whole scene. And their feet were like,
Oh
I mean,
my
you
God.
guys can speak to that, but like your
Remember they
feet
were
were
gonna
like
get us,
throbbing.
wardrobe wanted to get us like those shoes that they look exactly like point shoes, but they don't have like the hardened bottoms, so that our feet would hurt when we're just standing in the background for hours. But that never happened, so we were just like in pain constantly, but it was worth it.
Don't you find like standing in point shoes is so much more painful than dancing in point shoes?
It is, like,
That's
you're
the worst
dancing.
thing, just standing there. That was the painful part, but gotta see beautiful Barton and Kylie do
I
a
know.
gorgeous part of this, so I can't complain.
In pain, but it was beautiful.
Thank you, Stella.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Your
Me too.
dedication and just you guys really made it happen, and we really appreciate it. All the Tiny Pretty Things fans out there. So
Aw, thank you.
So much.
Stella.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now we have Angelica next. And just a little reminder, I'm going to send the link in the chat. Remember to donate to the Education Collaborative fundraiser to help those in the education. So Angelica, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and ask a question.
Hi guys, hi from New Jersey.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Sick.
First of all, I want to tell Daniela that I absolutely loved her role in Cats. I do remember I was like, oh my God, wait, that's her. And to Brennan, thank you so much for your TPT behind the scenes vlogs. They
Oh,
totally cured my fever. And like when I watched them, I'm like, oh my God, finally, like it's like, whew, it's complete.
Oh, I'm glad. I mean, they're super chaotic, but I'm really glad you enjoyed them.
And my question to all of you is, if you really attended the Archer as a student yourself, do you think you'd find yourselves being friends with the characters and including the characters that you personally play?
Oh, wow. That's a
Aw,
great
That's a
question.
really good answer.
that's a good question.
No, everyone's crazy.
Yeah,
Everyone's nuts. I
I
don't
love all
want to be friends with
these people here
anyone.
now, but not our characters.
Yeah. No way.
I would want to be friends with.
My
I would totally be
God.
friends with Shane. I would be friends with Shane. Shane is such a good friend. I would love to have a friend like Shane.
I would not be friends with any of the girls, especially Ed.
There's too much drama.
They're psychopaths, man. Like, oh
I would
my
be
God.
friends with Nevaeh for sure.
Oh yeah,
Nineveh.
Nevaeh is
all of us
solid.
combined is.
I think Oren at the end of the season, but he's still pretty toxic.
Yeah, Oren's got some stuff he needs to sort through.
Yeah, he doesn't really know what's going on.
I've seen so many edits, Brennan, of that scene where you tell me she gets arrested, and like the sentiment is just like this captures the entire sentiment of the show, and it's when Mateo's like, "Who are you people?" When you tell you like this president, blah, blah, like, good God,
Honestly.
exotic skull, like.
Do you know
Angelica, would you be friends with any of us?
Heck yeah. I'll totally be friends with you guys.
Good
I
luck.
don't know.
Friends
Like,
with Caleb.
Yeah,
oh,
Caleb
definitely.
could-
Caleb's
except for
fun.
his whole, except he's
The whole Islamophobia thing is a no for me.
Yeah, he's angry. He's so
That's a
mad.
no for me.
I'd be scared to be friends with Bet, but I think over time I'd like her. It just took a long time.
In real life, be friends with me in real life instead.
Yeah.
Not bad.
All right, thank you so much, guys. That was
Thanks,
really
Angelica.
nice.
Thank you.
That was a fun
Good
question.
Dave. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye.
Next up, we have Kajel. Again, I'm butchering the name. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and ask your question. Aga's going to put you onto the panel.
Barton.
Barton,
Or you didn't say it.
You've been promoted.
there it is.
I wanted to give it a
Yeah,
different
acronym.
quality. I wanted to like make it quieter.
Right, you're right. No judgment brainstorming.
This is a very, very Dark Knight Batman voice. I liked it.
Okay, just kidding. It doesn't look like they're actually on here, so we're gonna
Oh,
go
just
with the
kidding.
next person, Andrea.
Aga, how do you get promoted? People are asking in the chat.
Yeah, I'm reading that too.
If you submitted a question beforehand, or we're gonna start after this question. Actually, we're gonna start picking people who have submitted a question through the Q&A feature of the webinar. So
it was a very
So
difficult
use the
application.
feature.
You gotta be organized.
Also, Barton, I keep seeing people say they want you to have a TikTok. So I'm just saying.
I need to check. I need
People
to
want
check and
it.
see how many signatures we got on that petition. I'm certain that we got over 2,000 for him to get it.
There's no way. There's no way 2,000 people.
Shall I pull it up right now?
You shall.
20,000.
I've been promoted to
excited.
TikTok.
You've been promoted.
Wait, Barton, after this, I'm sending you a TikTok dance that you need to do. I watch it.
Is this the one you sent me, Dan?
Yes, the one that's like laughing at it, dancing, kissing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the fun
love
one,
that.
right? I've seen that one.
Have you seen that? It is so good.
I did a
Oh,
full.
we're so close. There's 1,595 signatures.
Brennan, put the
That's
link.
a
in
lot
the
of people.
How
Put
many
the
do you
link in
need?
the chat.
I need
In the
2,000.
chat?
The agreement is 2,000.
Yeah.
The
I know.
agreement is if we get 2,000 people.
You can make that
Put it in the chat right here.
Okay.
Okay,
You're
are
on
we-
your computer, right?
Are we? Okay, are we just? We're just
Sorry,
like,
yeah, are we
Can
waiting?
I send it to you to
plot.
put on the thing?
We're literally talking.
We're just hanging out. We lost the plot. I think Andrea is supposed to be coming on.
Oh, sorry.
Her camera's off right now.
You've
So
been promoted.
That was fresh. That was a new one.
I'll add somebody else, and then we'll see if Andrea comes on.
Maybe she's.
Just kidding. The other person who asked the
Not
question
promoted.
also not on. So
Got people in the chat asking us to dance. So we can do that for you.
I don't know.
okay, I'm gonna put Dania on the spot, and you're gonna be promoted to ask your question.
You've been promoted.
Promoted. Promoted.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up?
I didn't not to get promoted and I just woke up, so I could have made myself look more
morning.
You look beautiful. What are you talking about?
You're glowing, babe. We love it.
So my question is, was there anything difficult about like combining dancing and acting?
Huh?
Yeah, but it was like
Yes.
Great.
it was hard because dancing hurts.
Did you,
Oh wait, where'd she go?
where'd she go?
I'm back.
Oh no.
She ran.
Come back.
She
It
didn't
was
like the answer.
really.
Question anyway.
Yeah, she didn't like that.
Wasn't
She
difficult. at
said
all.
bye.
Oh, she's back.
Oh, there she's
Hi.
back. There she is.
I'm back. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's a lot. It was a lot to juggle. Like it was a lot of like poring over your scripts, memorizing, and preparing for the acting content, and then running to dance rehearsals between filming scenes, and like it was a lot of changing gears, and a lot of memorizing all of our scripts, and we'd be getting rewrites day of sometimes. And we learn a lot of choreography in the season. Like, I don't think there's really many times where we repeat the same choreography in multiple episodes. It's like constantly new material.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
don't think
time,
people-
that time management is so difficult. Where anytime, like you could shoot a scene in the morning and then get driven to the studio to learn a new dance later in the afternoon. So it was just, it was like juggling the whole time.
You guys are soldiers, man. Like, oh my God.
I
Hey,
found keeping
You're so
my-
sweet.
That was hard. To
Like,
me,
that was
the
nuts.
thing.
What,
What, Dan?
Just
No,
completely.
I was.
Speak
I know,
up,
like-
speak up, sweetie.
Mumble, mumble,
Huh?
mumble.
Sorry, sweetie.
She's like, I don't know.
Really
Eating
hard to
very
do stuff. I'm like, it's me.
It's like eating your hands. Why were people listening?
I don't know why I did that.
Right answer.
I found it really hard keeping my technique up. That was like the one thing that, like
Completely.
juggling everything, but on top of that, I was like, I'm fully losing my technique because when I did that solo in the 4th episode, I actually hadn't taken a ballet class in 3 weeks because I had a lot of acting coming up to that. And I was like, oh, good. I've got to whack out a point shoe solo and hope for the best that I look good on camera.
Totally.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing. Like,
yeah,
some days we would get ballet classes, and like some of us would have like the privilege of taking those. And then others, we would have acting scenes that we'd have to do, and we didn't have time to take a ballet class, and then we had to do a dance scene after that. So it was a lot of juggling, and it was really, really hard, but so worth it in the end.
Also, sometimes we were dancing in the freezing cold, and that was brutal. Like my solo under the highway with in the Tyler Peck episode, it was so cold outside. Or Brennan, that night you did your solo in your underwear.
I was gonna say, I have a photo of you watching me film in my underwear on the rooftop set, and you're bundled in a parka, like watching.
I was freezing.
It was like mid-October, between midnight and 3 a.m. that I was outside in tighty whities, like little underwear, no other clothing, shivering, dancing this solo for like 3 hours. It was nuts.
Yeah, that was crazy. I remember watching you being like, I am amazed that he's able to do this. And those hips,
oh my God,
still open, honey.
What? Sorry?
Those hips. I was like, you did like one crazy thing with your leg. I
do like a full
yeah, right now. Like,
break your leg.
Rip his pelvis apart. Like, I don't.
They were so kind. So, on the rooftop set, this is for for us, but for the viewers as well. That rooftop set, how the door that like connects to that June and Nabil get locked out, that goes to nowhere. But so in there, they set up all these heat lamps. So it was like a little sauna for me. So I would do a take, and as they moved cameras, Kylie and I would run into that little like corridor and just stand in front of the heat lamps and like shiver together, and then go back out and do another take. So it was really sweet of them to like set that up for us so that we could try and, she had full clothing on, but I was in underwear. So it was nice that I could run in and like warm up between takes.
And we were also doing physical therapy and personal training. I know Michael did a lot of gyrotonics. Kylie did a ton of Pilates. And like everybody was also trying to just do their personal injury prevention. So like we would have ballet class, we would have rehearsals, we would have scene rehearsals, and then we would be shooting. But then you also like want to make sure that you're not getting hurt, or if you did get hurt, then you have to do the physical therapy and the rehab to make sure that you could get back to set. So there were a lot of obstacles that we ran into and overcame that like nobody could have predicted early on. It was definitely a heavy undertaking.
I tore my psoas while flying. Speaking of ripping hip, literally ripped my hip because it was a lot of dancing, and maybe sometimes I wasn't warmed up. I didn't have a ballet class before, and I just overdid it. But thankfully, with our PT, physical therapy, and everyone helping on set, I was able to get back up and running and dancing again. But it was just crazy that my character gets injured, and right around the time that her injury got discovered, I literally got injured in real life. So people thought I was method acting. Like, just like rip your own hip to like connect the bet, and I was like, no. No.
We just threw a lot at you, Danielle.
Yeah. Good morning.
Sorry, that was a full answer.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good meeting you.
Good meeting you too.
Thank you so much for that question. I also just wanted to remind everybody to make sure when you ask a question, only put it in the Q&A one time, because if you keep putting it in there, it lags it, and then we can't really see the questions that are coming in. So once you submit a question, just put it in the chat or put it in the Q&A one time, and we see all the questions. Marina and I are behind the scenes looking at all these questions, and we'll pick people to come on. But next up, I believe we have Maria Estrada. So I'm going to promote you.
Also, guys, keep donating. Remember why we're here. It's an amazing
every
cause.
dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Every dollar
like
counts.
even if you can only spare $1, a couple, it's such a good cause. These guys do amazing work bringing arts education to so many different people, so many different students across the country, our country. I know you guys from all over, but please do donate if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for bringing that up. And we also do have a question similar to that, so I'm going to bring that one up after Maria's, but I'm going to promote Maria to panelist. And then also, just a heads up, we've raised at this point $1,210, and we've had 71 donors. So thank you to everybody who
Wow.
donated.
Thank you guys so much.
Or you have to say it.
You have been promoted.
There you go. I don't think they're legally allowed to ask the question if you don't say it.
Yeah.
They're not legally allowed to get promoted unless I say it.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Is that a cat's pet you're drinking out of? It is.
What is that? Oh my God.
That is.
Aww.
Hi,
Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hey.
Oh, you're still muted.
Oh my
There you
God.
go.
I was just like preparing to go to bed. So I'm like kind of, I'm sorry.
She's got the cotton pads out.
I know,
She's like washing her face.
We love
You look
you
great.
here. We're so happy that you're
I'm so damn. Okay, wait.
Great.
I'm
love it.
sorry.
Do we have matching watches? Look at you.
I don't think so because you are rich and I'm not. So yeah.
Oh my God, no. My parents got it for me as a gift.
So yeah. Now,
Where are you from?
I am from Portugal.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I send like a lot of questions, so I don't know what question they choose me to ask. So I'm kind of confused right now.
Which one do you want to know the answer to
What
the
do you-
most? That's the kicker.
I know. So I have anxiety. So I would like to know if you have some tips to help, like when you have some shows or some interviews, how do you deal with anxiety? I would like to know.
That's a good question.
That is such a good question. I also have a lot of anxiety, particularly around social interactions and performing. So I understand where you're coming from. I think that when I realize when I'm the least anxious is when I'm able to put my focus on something outside of myself, and that seems like pretty simple concept, but it's hard to do, right? Because you just get distracted. You just start thinking about you and how you're being perceived. But the more work, particularly if you're asking for performance, the more preparation I can do about filling my head with the thoughts of the thing, right? Putting my focus onto either the words that I'm saying, the dancing that I'm doing, or it's even better is if you're performing with other people, the people you're performing with. That's the easiest thing. If there's someone else in a scene with you or in a dance with you, putting your attention on your partner or your partners is a really great way to relieve the pressure that you're putting on yourself and the way that you're making yourself feel so anxious. I think that helps so much. The more I focus on the people around me, the less I worry about what I'm doing and the less anxious I feel. But I completely get it. And sometimes there's no real solution and you're going to feel anxious and you just got to forgive yourself and accept it and just let that be a part of your experience.
Yeah. To add on to what Michael said. Yeah, one of the best things that I learned, I actually have OCD, like diagnosed OCD, which is an anxiety disorder. And one of the things that's helped me a lot, which is so simple and makes me so angry, it made me angry when it was told to me, but it's that anxiety is just a feeling. And so same with feeling sad or happy or angry, a lot of the time you don't actually do anything, but just recognizing that it's an emotion and that it will pass has helped me. But I also, if that doesn't work, I've learned that you can sometimes break the anxious cycle with like a sensory swap. So you can like put a hand of pressure on your chest for like physical, or I'll smell like peppermint halo, like peppermint oil, so like scent, or I'll say something out loud. So it's like auditory. So kind of like breaking the sensory cycle really helps me with anxiety. Yeah, you have peppermint halo. I gave it as like a cast.
Everyone has it. Yeah, he gave us. Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
scent, I have really bad anxiety too. Alex actually gave me this. It's from Sage. It's stress release, and you literally just inhale and smell it. So when I'm feeling, I literally get it everywhere. When I'm feeling anxious, again, what Michael was saying, like you have to take it off yourself and just put it on other people. I lean on other people when I'm feeling anxious, just even talking to somebody else, a friend, or who doesn't make me feel anxious and makes me feel better, like a loved one, a family member. That always helps. And little things like this and just breathing always relaxes me, like especially while filming or dancing or performing. You get anxious and you get anxiety like before doing a big show. It's a normal thing, and you just have to learn how to deal with it and get past that. It's always going to happen, and you're not going to be always going to be able to control it, but you just have to have your little nicks to get through it.
Your little tools. Yeah, your little like tricks that you can lean on.
Yeah, I think like so many of us, we all have some stress and anxiety, and I think like I still am learning how to deal with mine. Like I can tell you, I feel you, like Michael said, I still sometimes can't deal with mine. I don't know how, and I'm learning tools still. And like Cash said, I always find getting it out of my own body is the best way for me, whether it is leaning on someone, having that safe space, or writing. I've recently started writing stuff down just so it's like out of my own head and out in the open. I feel like I can build stuff. And yeah, for me, it's really just getting it out of my body, but that I'm still learning, if I'm honest, as well.
All actors have very bad anxiety. I hope that's what you come to understand about this. Like you asked, it's a very good question. Yeah, I can't echo that sentiment enough. And at the very end of the day, if like you can, like there's people, there's professionals that help out with this stuff. Like talk to someone. I'm my own. I need to take that advice. I'm saying this to you, but I'm a hypocrite. I need to talk to somebody, and like it does help. It does help, and yeah.
I know.
I started seeing a therapist like leading up to the show's release because I was getting really anxious about just the idea of all the public exposure. So I had that advice, what Alex just said, given to me, and I did it. I spoke with someone for a few months leading up to the release of the show, and it really does help. And there's no shame in looking for help. Sorry, Bart, I cut you off also.
No, it's okay. I know for me, when I first started performing, I had like no fear. It was just like hit the stage, rock and roll, no problem at all. And as my career has moved forward and gotten a little, like the stakes have gotten higher, the stage fright and the anxiety have gotten worse, which was unexpected. And I always try and have as much rehearsal as possible. Really, if it's performance-based anxiety, to just practice and practice and practice until there's like muscle memory and like very little thought or like that voice in your head. Like give it no room to step in and interrupt the flow that you practice. If you're practicing choreography or lines, like just run it over and over and over and over again, so that there's so that you can be free within it, and the anxiety has no place to step in and take over.
That was a great question.
I do yoga. I do yoga like every day.
Meditate every day.
It helps me so much.
Yeah.
I can't do yoga because I start laughing, so I can't. I just can't.
You should do it.
Just
completely fair.
Maria, that was such a good question.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, and thank you for the great job you are doing, and I love you all. Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Maria.
Bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you so much for that great question.
Night.
Bye.
Sleep well, babe. Your thing is so cozy.
Yeah, have a good sleep.
I want that like pink thing.
Yeah, I like that pink. It's cool.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah. It is.
Bye.
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 Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Amazing responses. Next, I'm gonna bring up Floor to the stage to ask her question.
Oh,
That was pretty cathartic.
Yeah.
That was good.
Great question.
Therapeutic.
Everybody.
Oh, this dog.
Oh, there's a dog.
Look at him. He's wearing a jacket. Dog's wearing a jacket.
Hi, Floor.
Hello.
Hey. Oh, the mic is.
Floor,
no.
we can't hear you.
Hold on.
The microphone's a little funky.
That's
Yeah,
the
try turning
craziest
your mic
thing.
maybe off and on. I don't know if that helped. Someone said Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing. It literally sounds like that.
it was like a little mouse.
Animal Crossing.
Like Tom Nook.
Yeah.
You're Tom Nook.
Danny, was
Alvin the
you?
Chipmunks, yes.
That was so good.
That was really good, Danny.
Do it again.
Your Animal Crossing.
No, that was Alex.
All right.
Was it Alex?
Like, that's my normal voice.
No, that's her.
So mean.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
that's Floor still.
Oh, I thought Alex did an impression.
Yeah, I thought so.
I was, but not that.
Oh, no, Floor.
Like, good.
Um,
Oh no, it's still doing
That
it.
literally sounds like Animal Crossing. That's so crazy.
oh, honey, I'm so sorry.
Goes off and comes back on.
I'm so sorry.
We can
August,
see
you know what
now.
our question is?
Yeah, I
do
can
you know what-
say the question. It's so the one that we selected was what inspired you to take part in this fundraiser?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh.
August, you inspired us to
Yeah, I was
take
about to say, yeah.
Honestly.
Floor. Aga is such a go-getter. He's so motivated, and especially in the time of quarantine and the pandemic and COVID, it's just super important to take time and participate in these good causes. And since we've all had platforms that have grown because of this show, Aga made it really easy for us to take part and spread the word. And so education and arts education is super, super important. So huge shout out to Aga, and that's a great reminder to donate.
Represent. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
too, just like knowing what the arts did for my life, and that he's just trying to bring the arts to more people and education to more people. And so if we can in any way influence that or help in that, like just the arts changed my life. So it's very special what
Yeah.
he's trying to do with this program.
Yeah, man. I'll echo that. Like I don't mean to like make this about like too personal of an experience, but like arts at an underprivileged school is what saved my life, because I went to an underprivileged school that had an arts program and has like allowed me to do all these things with my life that I honestly I have no idea where I'd be without it. So like it hit home and he also like this guy like he blows your phone up like he's a go-getter. Like you did it before the show release too, so I was like, okay, so he's doing his research, like he knows what's coming out, and like yeah, you know, it just seemed like a no-brainer. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're looking around the world and it's very clear that we need more empathy, we need more kindness, and arts education does that. It makes people explore the feelings of others. It makes them explore and understand their own feelings. And I can't think of a more essential skill. It's a real shame that in so many arts programs across the country, but in the world, that it's not prioritized. And organizations like Education Collaborative really make it so that, or at least trying their very best to even out that discrepancy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Better than you guys have. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You really are such a massive inspiration for all of us, and it's definitely made me want to do so much more. You know, you can get, especially in a pandemic, and that sometimes it's okay, you know, to get a bit in your head about stuff, but then you really think like, you know, there's so much more to put your stress to and care about. So yeah.
Flora, I'm so sorry
that your mic doesn't
Yeah.
work.
But it's a
sorry.
really thoughtful and excellent question. We can see you, and thank you so much for for watching the show and signing on to ask us that question.
Yeah, sending you a lot of love. I'm sorry
Yeah.
about the microphone.
Animal Crossing mode.
Kisses.
Yeah, I made us all laugh, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, you made us laugh. That was great.
Bye.
Yeah,
Tom Nook in the cut.
for that incredible question. And thank you guys so much for those answers. I really, it was incredible getting the opportunity to work with you guys and put this all together. And it's just a really cool experience, especially like my last year of high school. I want to do something bigger, much bigger. And the scholarship fund is also something really huge that I'm trying to put together prior to me going off to college. So yeah, thank you guys so much for those responses.
Yeah, and also the fact that you're in high school and you're doing this. Like, what the hell was I doing in high school? Like, man. Crazy.
Michael and I actually had the pleasure of teaching two classes to a school that August set up for us. And so it's just amazing that we get to expand on it and continue to raise money. But like, it's not only money, like he's getting cast members to teach kids. Like we're really, he's set up an infrastructure so that we can get involved in like every level. And that's so cool.
Yeah, teaching, that one thing, like teaching was fun. I don't think I'd ever taught really like in that setting before. I had no idea what I was doing, like going into it, but then it just like happened organically, and it was just like,
that's the thing about teachers, no teaching.
Yeah, it's like I had no
That's
clue.
the secret, everyone. Don't tell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you guys once again so much for just being a part of this. And it's definitely just an idea that I had a few months ago to put this new program together. It's been incredible to see already how many students we've been able to impact and how many connections we've been able to make and will continue to make over the next few months. But moving on to the next person, I'm going to promote Alyssa to panelist to ask her question. And thank you guys all so much for all the amazing questions that you guys are putting in the Q&A. Unfortunately, I do want to say that we're not going to be able to answer all the questions that you guys have. I know there's over 500 in the Q&A right now that Marina and I are trying to go through. And unfortunately, we are capping this off at around in 1 hour and 45 minutes, just to be cautious of everyone's time. But thank you guys so much for all the questions. And I'm going to promote Alyssa to panelist now. So feel free to ask your question.
500.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Oh my God, I cannot believe I'm here. This is not real.
It's very real.
First off, I just wanted to thank you guys personally for all the work you've done over the past few years on this project. Your show has hit me in a very positive way, as I also grew up in a very sort of like prestigious competitive musical theater environment. And personally, although that environment and the performing arts community, it did shape my life, and I'm so grateful for every moment, there were certain aspects of it that the world outside just didn't see. And these problematic aspects, whether it was about body image or about mental burnout, depression, anxiety, it was all embedded in all of us as performers, yet there was no resources and no adequate discussion. And I find that the narrative of performing arts schools in mainstream media tends to typically sugarcoat or glorify performers into being these beautiful, eloquent birds that are just unstoppable. But when I watched Tiny Pretty Things, I really connected with the realities of being a performer and what that's like. So first of all, I just want to say that, and that was the main reason I wanted to come here today. My specific question, I initially put this question for characters specific like Shane and Oren, but now thinking about it, I want to expand it to any character you guys think could help answer this. Questions were, how do these characters help defy toxic masculinity standards or other derogatory practices that are commonly crossed in performing arts communities?
That's a good question.
Thank you so much for sharing, Alyssa. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Something we all can resonate with very deeply. this subject of toxic masculinity in dance is really interesting because so many young men grow up dancing, getting made fun of, and as a result, their defense mechanism is to employ a practice of toxic masculinity or hypermasculinity to fight back against the stereotype. And I think these characters show that those habits can develop, and then you can either lean into them or you can steer away from them. And as Oren kind of he's dealing with a number of different self journeys that kind of break against the stereotypical masculinity with his eating disorder and his questioning his sexuality. And I thank the writers of the show for giving Oren a path towards still being a kind person and someone who's supportive to other people, because so many people start to cut people out, people who care about them and want to help them. And it's really difficult, and something that the show just touches on. The show doesn't provide the answer, but I think what the show does really well is let a lot of people know that they're not alone, and that they can find ways to become kind, full, loving human beings despite these obstacles.
Yeah, I think a huge props to our writers and our showrunner, especially for even just writing emotionally vulnerable storylines for a lot of male characters on the show. I forget who said this to me, but I was quite young and like just starting out with acting. It was like a self-tape coach or something. And it was like an emotionally charged scene and I was crying, and they said, they're like, no, guys don't cry on camera. Like, you don't have to worry. Only the girls will, like, people only want to see girls cry on camera. And I was like, what? Like, that I think is such an issue that, like, you know, and I love that our show has so many, not just like guys crying, but like in emotionally vulnerable places where they then share that. And I think it's really highlighted in all of the lead men on the show. And I love how it's showcased in Shane and Oren's friendship. I love Nabil's vulnerability. Caleb and Nabil share a lot of vulnerability. I think these male friendships showing that physical and emotional intimacy, whether it's romantic or not. Like, one of my favorite scenes on the entire show is Nabil and Caleb like clasping each other in the hospital and sharing that moment. And that, I think, is something that's groundbreaking in TV, unfortunately, that you don't very often get to see two men sharing a vulnerable moment together. So just props to our writers for that, because I agree. I think it's really important to show that young men can be emotional and it's okay. It's not embarrassing or shameful.
Yeah. Damn.
So eloquently said, Brennan. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
That was amazing.
That was really, really wonderful to hear.
You guys are really good questions.
I'm speechless. I do not know what to say. As a student and surrounded by this community, I really look up to people like you, and especially because I've had so many people close to my life that have gone through these experiences, like Oren and like all of these characters. So talking to you about this, it really gives me, it pleased me so much to know that you guys understood, like had this perception on the characters that is what the world needs, if that makes any remote sense.
Yes, thank you. And you seem like someone who's so thoughtful and like introspective. You're going to change the arts as well.
Thank you so much.
Change the world with your art, rather. Yeah.
That means so much. Oh my God.
Wow. Keep it up.
Well, You guys are all lovely. Thank you so much. Honestly, this world is in a really terrible place right now, but you guys are going to change it, and I cannot wait to be there to see it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for changing lives. The world is a better place with you in it.
Thank you so much, honey.
Thank
you so much, Alyssa, for that question. I honestly, I'm getting emotional right now. Actually, this is kind of like
So sorry. I did not mean to
emotional
be
scene
that
for me.
fast.
No, I mean this cast is amazing, and you've seen it. I think everybody in this Zoom also sees it as well. So we're gonna move on to the next question. Definitely the same impact as well.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Bye,
shout
everyone.
out. Bye, Alyssa. And
Bye,
I'm going
Alyssa.
to promote Jessica Sturdom. But before I do that, I just want you guys to donate to the education system. We need people.
Donate.
So many students don't have the money to afford it, and we really do need to use our advantages to benefit them.
Yeah, you
So
want
I'm
to take on
gonna-
the patriarchy. You want to disassemble toxic masculinity. Arts programming, man.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, not even kidding.
For sure. I am going to send the link on the chat. So whenever you're ready, Jessica.
You've been promoted.
Yeah.
Hello, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
You guys look so good right now.
Oh, thank you.
So I actually had two questions, but I'm just gonna pick one. So my question was, what was the first impressions like of the cast that when you saw each other, what was like, how did you perceive each other?
I remember we met we went to
Fresh,
Fresh.
right?
Yeah, we had this dinner
Fresh.
the night before we had our first table read, and we went to Fresh in Toronto, which is this like, healthy
Vegan, health
vegan, delicious.
centric.
And I remember thinking like, oh my God, these people are all so hot.
Yeah.
No, but then we really got along really well, and everyone was so earnestly excited and without sort of pretension, without a lot of posturing, without a lot of like competing to sort of seem like, cool and like that we belong here. Like, I think everyone just was open and very green and like ready to meet each other and have a great time. I had such a nice time that first meal. Do you guys remember?
I remember one moment we were all talking about like our favorite musicals. And everybody's like Wicked or like something like Frozen, and like Michael is like, oh yes, well my favorite is Lark in the Fields under Spring Moon Time.
Lark
it's a prize winning play. It's like so hoity-toity posh, and I was like, oh, he's smart.
Oh my God. I don't think I was at that first.
Oh my God. Wait, can I tell this
I
funny
thought
story?
I was like some.
We thought
you
Cash was off. Cash didn't see the message somehow. We were all really
it was in my request. And I
went
got
in her-
there like
so-
the day before, and I never check my requests. And then like literally when you guys were at dinner, I was like, and you saw I just was explain it, Brennan, because you know it fully.
Yeah, so I had a wardrobe fitting being in Toronto. I had a wardrobe fitting before everybody flew in. I got to see the like iconic cast headshot wall and like wrote down all of their first and last names so that I could find them on Instagram, and made this like group chat to plan the dinner. And so I sent it all out, whatever, and I was like deep diving on people. And so we all saw that Cash was like the beautiful blonde girl from LA, and then doesn't reply and doesn't come to dinner, and all of us were like, uh-oh, like the LA girl, da-da-da, like. And then sure enough, it's like the complete opposite.
And then I met you the next day, and I remember it like we all became such close friends, literally within an instant.
Yeah,
And,
no
like,
time.
like immediately we were in a van, and I remember like actually I was so worried I was gonna pee my pants. We were laughing so hard. We were playing that game where it's like, oh, I'm in business. Are you in business?
Oh my God, I was playing this yesterday. I love that game. Sorry.
Or we played the me game too. Danny's mate game. Where
Oh,
you
yeah,
would take
so
like
you
the
said,
movie
like,
title or
Danny-
a Broadway show title, and then
like-
add the mate in there.
Danny, give us an example. Ready? And
like me on a hot tin roof.
Me in Wonderland.
Like
We
me and
got
beats.
along really well from the start, Jessica.
like me.
we were super lucky that everyone was just really sweet and down to laugh. We laughed so much doing this show. I'm so the thing that I'll cherish the most are the laughs. We lolled constantly lolling.
They had to get us to stop lulling so we could shoot. And like
we get in trouble because
our assistant directors
Yeah,
lost their
got
voices constantly because they were yelling at us to stop fooling around and get to work.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Bye. Sorry, I'm a bit awkward.
Bye.
You're not
No,
awkward.
you're great.
Oh,
You're very sweet.
We're awkward.
Yeah.
you're beautiful. I love your
So
bangs.
great to meet you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I was
very
gonna say I like the bangs. They're good.
Love it. Thanks, Jessica.
love a bang.
Love a good bang.
We love the bangs.
Love a bang.
Love a bang.
Love the bangs.
Great. Thank you
Looks
so
like
much for
I've
that.
been in a wind tunnel.
I thought you buzzed your
Wearing a
hair when
hat
you
all
first
morning.
took off your hat earlier. I thought you had done it too.
I know that's why I took it off because I was like, I shaved my head also. No, I didn't.
Great. We're gonna move on to the next question. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. We're
So
ready.
we are going to promote, and you can do a nice little promotion scene. We're gonna promote Paul Ziastelli. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I definitely did, but Paul, you are up next.
Paul, you've been promoted.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paul.
So Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Where you
Sure.
at?
Let's all do the Paul pose.
We're not doing it as well as he is.
I know, I don't look good.
He looks great.
Pathetic.
His swoop. He's got the swoop.
Big, nice eyes too. It's cool. It's got a good look.
I love the turtle. We're so excited to meet you, Paul.
Wait,
Can't wait.
Paul, hurry up, man. We want to see you.
Paul.
Paul.
There he is.
Paul.
Hey, Paul. Oh, wait, you're still muted. Unmute yourself.
Paul.
There you go.
Hi.
Hi, Paul.
So guys, I'm also a dancer. I'm from Scotland, by the way.
I love a Scottish
never would have
accent.
Lovely.
I need to say something. I need to get you all to try. You all need to try and say this. It's a bra bricht moonlicht neck to neck.
What?
Say it again.
Bro, Brecht, Moonlight, Connect.
Connect.
A bro brick. Moonlight neck.
Brulick.
Say it again, Paul.
What
Are
does
you
that
making
mean?
us say bad words?
Say it again.
So
What are we
no.
saying?
It just means like it's a nice moonlit night tonight.
Oh, okay.
Moonlight neck tonight.
But I'll let you all.
Wow.
Bro, Brack, Moonlight, Tech tonight.
I think neck, like night.
Bro.
A bro break moonlit night tonight.
Mike, that is
Good.
so
Oh no,
funny.
Paul.
Not like that.
Oh, Paul's back.
Paul's back. Yeah.
So it's just to say also, like, obviously I'm a dancer. I've worked for celebrity cruises, but I
Nice.
really want to move across to New York, and I was wondering if you guys have any like recommendations on how to get started into like filming things, because I really want to be a part of like that industry.
Yes.
Take
I'd
it
say a great way to start is like build a portfolio, get photos together, build a portfolio, try and get a reel together online so that you have like video of you dancing, so you can have both then like photo and video, and then start looking for representation, like agents
Yeah,
or managers.
That's the thing, like for agencies, because I've got like my show reel, I've got my portfolio pictures and things like that, but I really need like a good agency. Could you recommend any good agencies like in New York or America in general?
I know Block is a really reputable dance agency in the States.
Okay.
LA.
And I believe they have like New York and LA offices.
With an H.
Oh, nice.
BLOCH, like the point.
Like the dance shoe.
Ah, so Block is in the dance show.
Yeah.
Nice.
MFA is another one. My agency is Lakey Wolf and Company.
Okay.
Holler.
I believe
Shout out.
Kylie was with Go To Talent. And 2 is like the number.
I
Go
was
To
with
Talent.
Movement Talent Agency. I think they're only based in LA, but they're dance specific agency.
Oh, nice.
Clear.
Well, you guys are amazing dancers as well. I'm so happy to be on here with you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, happy to have you.
It's so nice to meet you as well.
Also, did you work with any Americans on the Celebrity Cruise?
Yeah, I worked with I'm trying to think who was on my cruise. Tim, that I was working with on my cruise, he's based in New York, and he was in Rent on Broadway. So obviously I'm going to get in contact with him and see obviously if he can like point me in the right direction as well.
Also, if whoever cast you on the Celebrity Cruise line, it's always helpful to drop them a line and say, hey, you know, thank you so much for that job. It was so inspiring. I met so many great people. I'm hoping, you know, I'm aspiring to move to New York. I was wondering if you have any contacts there, you could be a reference for me. If not, no worries. But I also just want to say thank you for the job. And that's always a goodwill thing. And casting directors, I think it took me a few years to realize casting directors really are on your side. They're trying to help you. So they usually respond, especially if they booked you in something, they respond to a request for help.
No, yeah, that's a good idea.
I would also say take class, like take dance class if it's at Steps or BDC, or vocal lessons, acting classes. Like those classes are social environments. So like you're going to be meeting people, even if it's on Zoom, like the teachers will be on your side and they'll want to help you get connected with these resources. So throw yourself into training. Training is your best friend at every step of your profession.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. It's also to ask as well, do you guys know when the second series is coming out?
We don't know
Fingers
yet.
crossed, we don't know yet.
Oh my goodness.
I know, keep watching, rewatching, and
I love it so much. Like, it's such a good program.
Oh,
thank you.
We really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. And best of luck to you. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
see you.
good luck.
I might see you when I come across. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, Paul.
Take care, guys.
Bye, take care.
Thank you so much.
Tonight. Bro. Moonlit.
Thank you so much all for your great question, and thank you all for your great responses. So we're going to move on to the next person. We're going to promote them. And his name, it's going to be Erica. So be prepared, Erica. And just want to again mention the GoFundMe. Always great to, you know, plug it in. Make sure you donate. And just for y'all, if you guys want an update on how much money we raised so far, we've actually raised $1,340.
Wow, that's amazing.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. And hopefully we can reach our goal to 2,500. So keep on donating, guys.
Keep on donating.
Erica, what's up?
Hi.
Hey, Erica.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
My question is, what made you guys want to audition for this type of show?
Good question.
It sounded like a dream role. I heard of the show coming down the pipeline. My agent, I let her know ahead of time. I was like, keep an eye out for this show. Like, I think I'd be a good fit for it. Just knowing of the like dance component and the kind of bare bones of the story. And then I got the opportunity to audition and did it because I really wanted to book the show.
Yeah, I actually I was doing a Barry's boot camp, and my friend was working at the desk, and she said, my agents just sent me this audition for this character called June in this new Netflix series. Have you auditioned for it because you're perfect? I was like, no. And straight after I was like on the phone to my agent, I was like, please, my friends just told me about this and it sounds like the perfect role for me. I'd love to be seen. And yeah, that's how I had to like just nagged everybody. I was like, please let me audition.
Yeah, I feel like all of us are really similar because we grew up as dancers. So getting this role, like we're at a ballet school, and I'm from Chicago, so the storyline takes place in Chicago. So that was even more special for me. I was like, oh my God, this is the perfect storyline. Not only am I getting to act, but dance. So yeah, I think for all of us, it was just really that dream role.
I can't imagine what that was like for you guys, like hearing it's a 10 episode like dance show, like Netflix original series. Like if I was any like I just I would have screamed at my agent if I didn't.
I literally
You know,
every day
it
like
was just like
hello,
written in the
Literally, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I was doing a musical in China, and so I was in Chongqing, China when I sent my self-tape in, and I booked the show when I was in Nanjing. So I flew back to America and then to Canada from Beijing. So it was quite the journey, but like when I found out it was a dance acting opportunity, I knew I had to have it. I was like, I'll do anything.
Also, when anything's based off a book too, that's really exciting because it means it has legs, it has followers, and you know you have like essentially a Bible to go off of when you're making like when you're putting it on screen. So like, yeah.
I was doing American in Paris, just for my friends
In China.
In
American
China.
in Paris, in China.
I know.
It's a sick musical, dude.
Erica, where are you from?
I'm from San Diego.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
It's warm over there right now. It's so cold. I'm in New York. It's so cold.
It's freezing here in Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your question.
Yeah, thank you, Erica. It's nice to meet you.
Meet you.
Bye.
Bye.
So much, Erica. And also I can agree with Michael. I'm from New York too. It is freezing outside. So the next person who is being promoted is Jade. Again, I'm gonna send a link to donate on the chat. So whenever you're ready, Jade.
Jade, you've been promoted.
Hey.
Jade,
So many people saying Toronto gang in here. Sick.
Really?
Yes, Toronto gang.
Yeah, so many people are saying Toronto gang.
Right. Who's from the UK?
Ireland.
Let's hype the UK.
Dublin.
Go UK.
Dublin,
Oh, is
yeah,
Dublin?
you.
Ooh,
UK
Danny.
gang! Oh my god, I love you. So many UK.
Jade.
You guys are nice.
Everyone just
Hello,
going
Jade.
crazy. in
Oh,
the
a
chat.
dog.
Oh my god.
You guys stop it.
Oh,
You're
big
so
yard.
beautiful. I love you,
my
Jade.
gosh.
I love you, Jade.
Oh, he's so cute.
I love you, Jade.
Oh,
Oh,
little bush
Oh gosh.
What have you done?
This is the best question we've had so far. No offense to all the humans.
Dog wins. Dog wins.
I really like the
Jade?
question.
Is this Jade?
This is Jade.
Flicking the camera. Oh my god.
Oh, hey, Jay.
Hi.
There's Jade.
Hi.
Oh, there's two.
Did you lucky girl?
Kill me. Kill me.
Oh, so cute.
Oh my god.
I can forget my question.
Okay.
How long did it take to do the murder scenes? Like how many hours?
None of us were.
Which
there.
murder scene?
Either.
Anna, I remember she had to film that fall many times in different setups at the exterior location, on a green screen, at the rooftop set. Like that one, the opening sequence took her forever for them to get it just right. That whole like slow-mo fall. Yeah.
And then when she actually when they had to shoot her on the pavement, what they do in film shoots at night is they wet the pavement because it helps with the lighting. Our director of photography, Luc Montpellier, he's obsessed with like lights reflected on asphalt. So he wet down the whole ground, and it was like fall in Toronto, Canada, which is pretty far north. And she had to lie there like in that like broken position for apparently like hours while they filmed everything.
In a little dress.
In like a paper thin white dress. The poor thing, I know she was just freezing, but she got to do what she got to do.
I'm from Michigan. It's cold here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Michigan gets
They're cold.
Parts of Michigan
Oh,
are
well,
even
cool.
more north than Toronto, which is hilarious, like wild to think about.
Yeah, on the other side of the lake.
Yeah.
Thanks for your question, Jade, and thank you very much for the doggos.
Yeah, thank you for the dog
Thank
moment.
you guys.
Really appreciate it.
We love a good dog moment. So there's two of them also.
Where's Sarge, Cash?
What?
Tell them bye.
Sarge.
Sarge
Bye,
is
doggy.
he's not allowed in here. He's too chaotic.
My kitties are all sleeping. Lance is in his tower. See it.
What, Luna?
Luna, baby
You guys want
girl.
to see a magic trick?
Oh my goodness, she's so cute.
Oh, Luna! How did you do that? Oh, do it again.
Ready?
Someone's got a cat named Luna. That's crazy.
Luna!
Who said that?
Where's River?
Oh, River's too scared. He's downstairs.
Aw.
Adorable. All right, are you guys ready for the next question?
You know it.
Yes. All right. So the next
We out
question
here.
is
Thanks, Jade.
Gabe. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask a question.
Oh, I think Jade already asked.
Wait,
her
what?
question.
No, Jay just went.
Gabe.
Oh,
Gabe.
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 You guys
Gabe.
need
Sorry, it's not the same.
tips?
Sorry.
Not your fault, Marina.
Gabe.
All right, I think ready.
Thanks, Alex.
Oh, Bart.
I liked it.
Disappointing.
Good sign.
I think this fell when I moved it.
Gabe is in the house.
Yay!
There he is.
Oh,
my God.
Background. We'd
Nice
love to see it.
background.
Oh my gosh, I don't believe it's really happening.
It's happening.
Believe it.
Hey, we love your background. We're very cool.
So
Thank you
first,
for that.
I want to say thank you to you all because I think we were in need of a series like this, like with such multiple characters. And I'm from Brazil, so I love the series. I know a lot of people here in Brazil that love the series. But my
Love to
question,
Brazil. Mwah.
Yeah,
I
obrigado.
love Brazil, man.
my question for
Hey, amo
you
Brazil.
is, yeah, my question for you is like, how was it to deal with some sensitive content and sensitive themes like assault, like feminine assault and homophobics, and how was to deal with all of that in the series?
I know.
It's like simultaneously exciting and terrifying. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry, Danny, go ahead.
I don't know. It is that. It's, because when you're in those moments, they feel so real. I know, like my scenes with Travis, afterwards, we'd both look at each other and we'd be like, are you okay? He'd always check on me, make sure I was okay. And like, that was a snap back into reality of like, but it was definitely very intense doing those, because you do feel like, wow, this is a lot. But there's also just, something really exciting, obviously getting to tell these stories of people who actually have gone through this and show the realities and stuff. I'm sorry, I find it so hard to find words for those moments just because there's so much, but it's just important that it's again owed to our showrunner, our writers, our producers, and portraying these stories. And I feel really lucky to be someone who gets to tell them.
Yeah, similar to Danny. I think the whole, or not the whole point, but one of the great pieces of telling stories like this is the conversations that they generate online after people have seen the show. And something that I've noticed a lot is in episode 2, the question of consent in the scene between Shane and Oren. And Bart, I don't know if you remember, that scene was really hard for us to film. We like hugged and cried with each other after filming it. And as the actor, you do put yourself through traumatic, emotional, physical experiences to do justice to the story, in hopes that it generates important conversation and pushes the envelope for society to think about these difficult topics.
Mm-hmm. I think anytime
For me, it was, sorry, Burton.
Please.
So for me, this relationship between Oren and Shane was really important because I lived something similar. So I was like, sometimes I was like, oh my gosh, I hate Oren, I hate you, you know. But I think this relationship was really important to be shown, you know. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you all. You know, I think it's really important what you're doing, and I wanted to say that I love the behind the scenes vlogs from Brennan. So
Yay,
yeah,
thank
I
you.
love it. Yeah, and thank you all.
Gabe, thank you.
Thank you so
Gabe.
much. What a great
Thank you, man.
question.
Thanks for
Nice
watching,
to
man.
meet you.
Thank you.
You, Gabe. So our next person, probably the last question we're gonna have of the night. So this is a good question, I think. And a lot of others also have the same question, so I thought it would be appropriate to ask him. Can Raquel, whenever you're ready, please ask your question. I just want to give you guys a little update on the GoFundMe page. We currently have $1,470 raised.
Yes, that's
Oh, wow.
amazing.
Right, really a lot of progress. Hopefully we can get to our goal of $2,500. All right, whenever you're ready.
But here, how are you, buddy?
What's up, man?
Hello.
Hi. Oh, sorry, my mind just like completely blanked out right now. By the way, Marina, I am really sorry because I literally spammed the question like 150 times, and I'm so sorry.
It is fine. You have a great question.
I can't breathe right now. Okay. Firstly, before I ask my question, okay. Fine. Before I ask my question, I just want to say, I love all of you guys so much. Brennan, I watched you on The Next Step. I don't know how many years ago. Bless my soul. This is crazy that I'm actually speaking to you. Cassie, Daniela, your characters had me mind boggled. I don't know whether I love you or hate your characters, but I love you guys real life. I stand Alex and Cassie's relationship on the show. Bless your souls. I hope everything goes up in season 2. Michael, you are so freaking precious, and the love you had for I'm forgetting names and everything now. For what's her name? She fell off the building.
Cassie.
I'm sorry, it was just like my mind. And
Yeah, man, it's good.
everywhere. And Barton. Okay, this is like the one I was really looking forward to speaking a lot to because I've dealt with issues that your character Oren faced, and I remember like as soon as I watched the show, you guys already started blowing up on Instagram, and I remember I was like DMing you as if I already know you, and I'm just like, oh no, they're blowing up, they're not going to see my DMs, and you didn't. So just being able to speak to you over here is actually really crazy. So I just want to say thank you for portraying your character so freaking well. It resonated with me on many levels, and I needed this, especially in COVID time, because you have a lot of time to be in your head and really like get deep down, and just being able to see this vulnerability on screen and so many important issues being portrayed and being shine a light to is really important. So I just want to thank you guys for that. And now sorry for like rambling or whatever. Let me ask my
No, that
question.
was so sweet. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
So my question, what was my question, Marina?
Someone said Rakir won an Oscar in the chat. That was good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you did it.
I hope so, because I actually got a scholarship to the New York Film Academy. I'm from South Africa. And I'm supposed to be studying there in September. So just being able to ask these questions and learn so much from people who have like booked a Netflix original show is pretty crazy. So I'm going to take everything that you guys said for when I go and study there. Hopefully I'll be on screen with you guys one day. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
Congrats on the scholarship, man.
Thank you so much. The question I want to ask is, what would you guys change about your characters?
Ooh.
Great question.
I'd say like, oh, here, I'll start. Like, honestly, I know, like, I don't know if I change anything. I like the challenge of like starting off as like a terrible person. Not terrible, but like closed-minded, ignorant, and just like not realizing that things like just being ignorant to the way that things work in a life that is so foreign to what is going on in his head. Like it's nice to kind of evolve and like change as things go on. I don't know if I'd change anything, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
I want Shane to let go of his anger from the past. I think he lets and I mean, this is something I kind of went through too. There was a certain point where I had to decide to let go of like the resentment I had towards the people that bullied me growing up. And I don't think Shane has let go of that yet. And I think it defines a lot of his relationships and how he goes about the world. So that's one thing. Eventually, I would love for Shane to let go of that anger.
I know for Oren, Oren is so quick to love other people before he loves himself, and he needs help. And I really want Oren to acknowledge that he needs help and get it.
And learn to love himself, yeah.
I think that Bet changed for the better later on in the season. Thanks to Mateo, I really feel like she was progressing into someone better, someone kinder, someone more understanding. So I don't think I would change anything about her, even though she could be like really awful in the beginning of the season, but that's what gave her the beautiful storyline and the arc that she had to get to where she was at the end. Yeah, I just think there's a lot more growing for her. And yeah, just loving yourself. I feel like that fits in with everyone's character, and especially everyone at the Archer school. Like, we just need to love ourselves a little more than we do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd change anything about June. I learned so much from her. She's so selfless. She's a giver. She's a fighter. She doesn't let the outside world affect what she really wants to go and do. And I think that's so wonderful. I do think sometimes you do need a little bit of normal life to balance. Like, you know, I know when I was at ballet school, I needed a little bit of separation from ballet because sometimes you can get so wrapped up in something. So I feel like sometimes you need to give yourself a little bit more self-care. And I think that's just one thing I'd say, just be a bit kinder to yourself, June, if I could say anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't change much about Nabil either. I think that he's a very admirable person. He's not exactly somebody that I would want to be friends with, but I admire him. And I think that he, like so many of the characters on the show, really grows from the beginning and to the end of the season. And I really appreciate how much he cares about things. I think that, I guess maybe if there was one thing, I think he's like so many of the characters on the show, like so many people that do ballet, he is a perfectionist to the point of driving himself insane. And I think if he was able to let go a little bit of his perfectionism and not necessarily lower his standard for himself, but just be more forgiving of himself when he doesn't meet his own standards, I think he'd be a lot happier. As we would all, right? We should all be kinder to ourselves.
Yeah. That's
Retweet.
Forgiving.
It's a great question, Rakir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It just wouldn't make the show as entertaining if we were all so nice. That's all.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you guys so much for answering. I will take this moment with me, and I will take everything you guys have said into consideration when I eventually get there. Hopefully one day I'll act with you guys on something. And just one more thing is that when I started, like, I joined as soon as this thing started, I somehow found a bunch of Selena Gomez stans in the chat, and I am one.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I just want to say hi,
Selena.
To you guys. Love you guys. Oh yeah, thank you so much. I love
Queen
you guys.
Selena, I love it.
Exactly. Stream a new song.
Bye, darling. Bye.
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 See you, man.
All right. Thank you guys so much for this incredible event. I can speak for everyone when I say that this has been truly wonderful event that we've been able to put together. And yeah, thank you to everybody that's donated as well. Anything from $5 all the way to $100. It's been incredible. We have gotten 80 donors, and we've raised $1,485. And we will continue to have the link open for the next few days as well. I think it officially closes in 2 days. So you still have 2 more days to donate. And continue to donate, continue to build that momentum. But we're super excited and we're so happy for all of you guys to be here with us this evening or night or morning, wherever you guys are from. And once again, thank you guys so much to the cast. I really appreciate all of you for taking the time out of your day to be a part of this event. I mean, it's truly incredible to see so many people from across the world just being a part of this. And just, yeah, during this time right now, especially with the pandemic, so many of us just have a constant routine of, monotony. And this is a really great way to just shake things up and have some sort of, different thing that goes on in people's lives. So yeah, thank you guys again. We really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you for organizing
Thank
this.
you, man. Thank you.
And thank you to everyone for their questions.
Yeah.
For donating.
They were good questions.
Can I
They were
ask
really
one
good questions.
Just because I've seen it in the chat and I am super interested. I'm gonna ask it to Brennan. I keep seeing kiss, marry, avoid, and I would love to know who you would kiss, marry, avoid in the characters.
Oh, the characters. Okay, I'm gonna answer as Shane.
Yeah.
Okay, so kiss Oren. Because that was something people on Instagram were asking. They're like, oh my God, how is it kissing Oren? I'm like, they never actually kiss. Like, they never get to kiss. That's the whole thing. That's why he falls for Dev so quickly, because Dev will kiss him. Anyway, so Shane would love to kiss Oren.
I didn't even take that in.
Marry Dev and avoid Bet.
Yeah.
But that's Shane answering. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, so much. This was such a privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love the love so much. Thank you
Yeah,
so
we
much.
really do appreciate the love, everyone.
Awesome.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
You guys are the best fans.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting the show.
Thank you.
And keep donating. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
collaborative.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep donating, keep the momentum going. And this link, also this webinar will be on YouTube. So feel free to check that out. In the future, if you ever want to look back on this event, you can find it on our YouTube channel. It's actually under the Literacy Initiative YouTube channel. We will be changing the name pretty soon to the Education Collaborative, but you can check out this video after this webinar is over. But yeah, thank you guys again so much. This was incredible, and it was incredible being able to put this event together with you guys.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Marina.
Much love, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.